races on to build King Dakar, the tallest, fastest roller coaster on Earth. With the deadline closing in, the crew confront unexpected challenges, threatening to derail their record-breaking megastructure.
Let's take a few moments here.
Will their $25 million gamble pay off? As they strive to launch this mother of all rocket coasters, only one thing is certain. The engineers are in for the ride of their lives. This is ground zero of the roller coaster wars. On this empty patch of dirt, a crack team of engineers hopes to conquer the record books and build the coaster that rules them all. But it'll take a mountain of steel and technological wizardry to pull it off. This is about bragging rights. For all its thrills, an amusement park's signature coaster is the one that counts. It is these monuments of pure power and speed that draw the big crowds. If all goes to plan, they'll launch King Dakar in 1 year. It's a tall order, at 45 stories high, and accelerating from 0 to 206 kilometers per hour in 3.5 seconds. This ride will be the closest you'll get to getting shot off the deck of an aircraft carrier, or pulling out of a dive in an F-16.
So we've got to bring a crane in.
But are the designers behind King Dakar pushing the technology to the breaking point? The track record for this new breed of rocket coasters is littered with mechanical problems. Will it be safe? Is it worth the $25 million risk? In the hyper-competitive world of amusement parks, you bet it is.
When you tell the public that the tallest roller coaster is in your park, people who aren't interested in roller coasters or parks are going to take notice, and they're going to be curious, and they're going to want to go to the park to even just look at it, even if they don't ride it.
In the last decade, the roller coaster wars have escalated. 61-meter megacoasters have been around for years. But in the spring of 2000, Cedar Point Amusement Park in Ohio threw down the gauntlet. Breaking through the 91-meter height ceiling with Millennium Force, the first giga coaster. For speed freaks, the watershed moment came in 1996 with Superman, The Escape at Magic Mountain, California, shattering the 161 kilometers per hour barrier. Up until 10 years ago, all roller coasters operated on a simple propulsion formula. A slow chain or cable lift pulls the train up the first hill, releases it, and gravity takes over. Rocket coasters such as King Dakar have rewritten the laws of coaster physics, throwing out the idea of the slow ride up the first hill. Rocket coasters are shot out of the starting gate like a fighter jet is launched off an aircraft carrier. The shuttle, or catch car, inside the track is locked into place like a coiled spring. The coaster is loaded onto it and cocked like the hammer of a gun. They pull the trigger and boom, away you go. Simple. Not really. At least not at speeds in excess of 161 kilometers per hour, and not if you're the chief engineer, but we'll come back to that. In 2003, a new rocket coaster shocked the industry, taking launch technology to another level and shattering 2 world records. Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point, Ohio stands a gut-wrenching 128 meters high, making it the first strata coaster, accelerating to 193 kilometers per hour in about 4 seconds. It's the closest thing on wheels to a real top-fuel dragster. Enter King Dakar, the monster ride destined to cut Top Thrill dragster down to size. March 2004. The Brain Trust from Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey teams with Swiss manufacturer Intamin, the builders of Top Thrill dragster. The concept for Kingda Car is unveiled.
Yeah. It looks like it's all here.
Great.
The idea is to begin with the blueprint of Top Thrill dragster, but to build their new coaster, Kingda Car, even bigger, faster, and better.
The amount of power for this ride is substantial.
The stakes are higher, much higher. The question is, how far can they push the technology? Can it be done? Can it be done in time? The money people are adamant. To be worth the estimated $25 million investment, it has to be ready to ride for the start of the next season. Turning to one of the most sophisticated CAD design software programs around, the idea begins to take form. Every meter further and kilometer per hour quicker drives up the cost. Every change in the geometry of the track affects the stress on the rider's body. The formulas for G-forces must be recalculated. The design goes through hundreds of minor variations.
We talked about different heights. You know, how high did we want to go? We looked at the possibility of one with two hills on it in the back. And, you know, we decided to stay with the single hill.
The final design is a 950-meter-long track, packing the maximum thrills into the park's allocated space. Its centerpiece will be this soaring 139-meter tower, 4/5 as tall as the Washington Monument, breaking the old record by 11 meters. The designers can even experience the ride from the passenger's point of view. First, the launch at 0 to 206 kilometers per hour in 3.5 seconds. You are shot up the tower faster than you can say, "Get me off this thing."
Coming up to the top, we're going to slow you down real nice for that nice look around, and then next thing you know, you're going to be diving at the ground.
It's probably impossible to describe how this would feel to the average person who has never been in a jet fighter or maybe a motorcycle, but even that is no comparison. This will pin you in your seat. It's nothing like you've ever felt before.
Kingda Car goes into production under a cloak of secrecy. If one of the other super parks were to find out about their plans and steal their thunder by launching an even taller, faster coaster, Kingda Car would be a huge waste of cash. In this business, second isn't an option. August 2004. An A-list of engineers converges on the east coast of the United States, daring to build the dream coaster. As they begin digging the foundation, their deadline is set. April 23, 2005. They have less than a year, and the clock is ticking.
So far, so good.
If they fail, Six Flags will lose money by the bucket load.
Because of the magnitude of the project, we had to get an earlier start than we typically do for other coasters.
One crew works on building the giant tower, while a second crew works on the smaller Camel Hump Hill, approximately 45 meters away. They take advantage of the warm fall weather to get as much of the coaster's track done as possible. By November, the coaster is beginning to take shape. The plan is to work